All right, all right.
So can I close the movie? Maybe there's something at the end, but I don't think
No, no, I
so.
checked. I checked. I
Yeah,
feel like when you said right, you had a lot of expectations. See,
yeah.
I would
That
say
that was that's
this is I would say my favorite Amal Neerad film because I've seen Yobintu Pushtakam, I've seen Big B, and I think Varathan also with Farhaan Faasil is his film. And
okay.
out of all these three, Varathan is still a very well made film, but it just doesn't work for me in some way. But I would say overall, as a complete package, I think this film works the best. But again, I have issues with it, and I would like you to go ahead
Yeah,
first
I think
because you had a lot
you've
of
been to
expectations.
Pushtakam. Yeah, you've been to Pushtakam. I still like more. I think this one was, I would say, it was fine. I think you can watch this one time, but I think it's also kind of a mess. The whole movie. At the beginning, I thought, well, it's somewhat grounded and there are layers to it, and maybe the story would be interesting. But it's all very simple. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of a. They need a reason for the last 30 minutes. They just need a reason for the whole Mammootty kicks ass and owns everyone aspect of the movie. And it's very. I mean, they took inspiration from The Godfather, this typical gangster tale. But The Godfather is about so much more than just the violence, and the characters are so layered. And this movie don't has to be The Godfather. That's totally fine. It's way more like a real life comic, maybe. But I don't know. It's also kind of shallow to me. It's I like some elements like the different religions and the politics and how all the things come together, but it's super, I don't know, emotionally it doesn't really work for me because the what's the name of the actor from Kumbalangi Nights, the one who is killed first, the one who's
Sreenath Bhasi,
assassinated?
yeah.
Yeah, Sreenath Bhasi. I mean, we get to know him a little bit in the movie, but and of course he has the romance and the two songs, but I still don't really feel much when he's killed. And from there, it's just this very straightforward. Everyone has to pay for it, and the guy from Bombay, he's introduced as this super big guy, and then he's kind of just shot in the end. I mean, there's there's kind of a humor to that he's super big, and then he's just no sorry, but a Hindi speaking person has no power whatsoever in this movie. So that's kind of funny, but yeah, I mean, Mammootty is he's great in what he's doing in the movie. He's this larger than life presence. He has this gravitas to him, but the character itself is super simplistic. He's just always right, always wins at the end of the day. Even if he's wounded and has to use a crane now, he's still on top of everybody else.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, it's a 2.5 hours long movie, and the scenes where we were cheering and with the action and the violence, all of that, it's cool. But it's also not super special. It's not that I've never seen something like this before. The whole scene in the parking garage, it's kind of nice, but it's still also super silly. It's still Mammootty just standing there. Everyone is running towards him. He's just making one move here, one move there. I mean, we have seen something like that before. And the movie kind of reminded me of Lucifer. I mean, it has been
Oh,
a
you
long
have seen
time
it?
since I saw.
Okay,
I
okay,
have seen
okay.
it in the cinema with Dennis, and we got a lot of slack for our review because we also thought it was a fine movie, but nothing special, and also very silly, and wants to be this epic, deep political thriller. But in the end, it's just a
Like it just
more
doesn't matter,
lull.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter in the end. And people were shouting at us about all the Illuminati stuff that we didn't get, and the deep layers and stuff like that. And we were, come on, guys, it's a kind of a silly mess movie. There's nothing wrong with it, but don't make it like this is some kind of masterpiece. And I feel similar to this one. I think it's great that we have this great cast, so many Malayalam actors in this one, but at the end of the day, the characters really didn't do much for me. And also the producer, I think he should be a closeted gay person. I think with the costume that he picked for the hero, and how he treats the women and stuff like that. So I think he's a closeted gay character. But I was saying to you that I hope there's more to his character, and then there really wasn't. I mean,
yeah. So it's like, so what I've heard, right? Like it's like a visual treat. I think that's what we'll get to see in the comments. Even if the reviews and all that, it's some theater movie, OTT will not have the same impact. For me, I get a lot of people know it's the visual thing. Like visuals don't matter if it's not backed by something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it has to be backed by something. It has to be carrying something. And this film is, of course, style over substance. And I would say compared to the other films, this has much better, because it's inspired from Godfather, much better substance. And all these characters are very, archetypal. Okay, this is this guy, this is this guy. We have seen many times in cinema, so you understand, right? And I'll not gonna delve into their characteristics or the drama of it, but my main guy is the hero, and at the end also he'll win. So there's no graph for the hero, right? And I think that's same with Lucifer. Even in Big B, right, Mammootty's character, there's no graph for him. He's as it is from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If he is not moving, at least move the characters around him. But even that, at the end also, if you had killed him and then Soubin became that guy, right? Then it would have been interesting what happened aftermath, right?
Yeah. But then it would be maybe too close to The Godfather. Because in The Godfather there's also this assassination. But though Vito Corleone survives that as well, but from that point onward it's Al Pacino's movie. And Soubin Shahir's character, I mean, he's in the movie in the first half, but he's not doing that much. He's cooking food, and he's kind of the reasonable voice. But for him to have this big turn, there must be more, I think.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, Mammootty's on this straight line from beginning to end, and there's no tension in this movie from a certain point. But honestly, you know exactly what will happen, how it will happen, and then, I mean, with these mass movies, it's not that much about tension. It's much more about the cool effect, how I don't know, someone gets killed and how the car flips over, stuff like that. But yeah, for a 2.5 hour movie, if it turns out to be a movie like that, maybe do more of that from the get-go. Like, if it's this kind of movie, maybe give me more of that. Like a Rajamouli movie, from beginning to end what kind of movie it is, and you have those epic moments throughout. And here it's really like 90 minutes, just exposition, and just the characters doing some certain things, and okay, he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy. I mean, yeah, it's this long build up for finally setting in motion all the action stuff. But when the action stuff is just super predictable and
the story is so ordinary that first 20 minutes the ending, right? These are the good guys, these are the bad guys, and at the end we know Godfather, so we know what's gonna happen. And I was definitely wrong. I think that was my expectation, that there will not be many body counts, and they'll like make it like not over the top, and it will be like this guy died, but then this guy dies, and there's like a truce or something, or maybe another political turmoil that happens after this and the power dynamics. So I think I was looking for that drama by the end, whereas this typical gave us that, they're gonna kill all the evil guys, and now they are, like Soubin is like literally a replica of what happened to Mammootty's character. That he was a law student, then he came back because his brother died, and then he became the Godfather.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I think for people who haven't seen Godfather, haven't explored this story before, I think they would be mind blown by it, because as we would have when we saw Godfather for the first time, or A Gangster of Wasseypur for me at least. So like, oh my god, it's epic and everything connects. But again, both those films, right, there's a lot more going on than like a hero stuff. So I think that's the basic difference. And but still, like even in Big B, right, like here, as you feel like it feels pointless, like the whole thing, like he's the Big B is same for me. It was like the plot doesn't matter. Every scene, Mammootty is just there, and things like there's no interest, in the story for me. And even they also, right, for me, it felt like, oh, they are building up to something, and it doesn't build up to anything. And Fahad's character is so, unactive in the story. Like he's not doing anything from his side. Things are happening. Oh, let's do this. So he's there. That's it. He's just there, present in the story. He's not doing anything. He's not reactive also. So
I don't remember Yubin to Pushtakam that well. It was one of our first Malayalam movies, and what I remember was that the cinematography was astonishing, because I think Amal Neerad also did the cinematography, and that was amazing. But like you said, visuals alone don't make a good movie, and yeah. I think this one is fine. You
Yeah.
can watch it one more time. I'm already a little bit afraid about my review and the reaction, but I think people will understand.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I think I've already like not liked any of his films, and I have like some good stuff to say.
Yeah.
I think I'll be saved in that aspect, but yeah, there are.
Yeah.
I think there are things. But
I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's
not at all.
just,
Not at all.
It's just all right. It's all right. It's
Yeah.
decently made. Music kicks ass. And
I'm just getting that soundtrack. That just pumps me up. It feels like you want to do a slow motion walk whenever you hear it. But I think that's it. We'll wrap it up here. And of course, I'm sure you guys seen both of our reviews by now. But again, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, check out Jimmy's channel. But let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy.
Bye.